All you awesome humans. I want to talk to you about overthinking, because I think that it's one of those tendencies sometimes, particularly I think in the business owner space. There's probably strong traits of perfectionism, need for control. Like there's leadership elements that come into business life for a lot of business owners. It's why we can function at the level that we do, but also, some of that, it's almost like it's a strength, but it's a vulnerability at the same time, So in the area of overthinking, and this, you can't quite seem to make a decision, or you want to execute on something, but you just keep coming back to certain points, or things keep popping up which prevent you from being able to get things out there. It could be a new strategy, it could be hiring the team member, it could be some organic social media stuff that you've been wanting to do for a long time, but there's a real delay in output because of the cycle of overthinking. And I just wanted to explain to you what that's about, because I think a lot of us do it. I think that it causes considerable delays in our success, because there is a desire to want to go over and over things. And like I said, I think it comes from perfectionism, it comes from control elements, all things that got us to where we are. But I think it also is probably one of the biggest things holding us back. And one of the things that I know about overthinking is there's an anxiousness, an anxious temperament or an anxious origin to that looping, but also that it comes fundamentally from a internal experience of not having enough self-trust, right? That you question your ability to make the right decisions, then therefore you labour over decisions, or you go round and round in circles because the trust in your ability to get it right is compromised. Now, there's a lot of different ways that self-trust can become compromised. It can be compromised through traumatic experiences. It can be compromised through bad decisions that you've made in the past, where then you're reluctant to make another bad decision. It can be compromised in lots of different ways. But there's one thing that I think is an easy fix to developing self-trust, and that is following through. If you are someone who has consistently made commitments, you said you're going to do something, and then you consistently don't follow through on that, that is a common way that you breach self-trust that you may completely not be aware of. And this can be things like, agreeing to go out with friends and then cancelling at the last minute, or, saying to your team members, yep, I'll get that done by this time, and then not getting it done. What you're doing is you're unconsciously coding yourself in a way that, verbally you've said something and then you haven't delivered on it. So then that gets coded as, should we really be believing what you're saying? Because you don't follow through on things. That internal coding pattern starts to develop, and then you're saying things, you're not following through on it. So then anything that you do or your attempt, there is an underlying flavour of, yeah, but am I really going to do this, or is this really going to happen, or am I really going to be able to achieve these outcomes or these opportunities? Or there's an era of doubt there, because when you don't do what you say you're going to do, then your sense of reality is distorted, right? When you don't follow through, when you said you're going to follow through on something, means that can anything you say or think be trusted? So besides, resolving trauma, which is big, or overcoming anxieties of past bad decisions, actually just following through on what you say you're going to do is an easy fix. Or maybe you don't make commitments that you can't keep, or you be a little bit more conservative in what you're putting out there as you being able to achieve or commit to, or, because your word is very important in developing self-trust, right? If you are constantly putting words out there that you don't have any intention of adhering to or committing to, this is continual breaches of self-trust, which will affect your sense of surety and assuredness, right, in attempting to make decisions that will have impact. So, if you want to develop self-trust in the quickest way, follow through on what you say.